What I'm getting at is this. If you as an artist do not recognize the value that people are putting on your work, someone who does understand the value of it will take it, and then the thing that you made that inspired that person will go to them, and you're going to be quite upset. Well, here we are doing the things. Okay, so today I'm going to now talk to you about a few things, and they're very, 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 very important things to know as an artist. Okay? And really, it's one central idea, but you have got to pay attention to this. Okay? Now, really, it's down to one thing and one thing only, really. And that is, you have got to stop calling all your fans liars. What I mean by that is this. There is, some fans out there that actually like your stuff, okay? And these fans are, they could be people you went to high school with. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Went to high school with, went to college with, whatever. And so they greatly value your work. They think that you're pretty freaking dope, right? Now, here's what you do. It's not that big of a deal. Shut up with that. Shut up with that. Again, I do it too. And I 100% get it. You hear me? I 100% get it. I 100% understand that you see all the flaws and they don't. I get that. Okay? I 100% get that you think no matter how good that they say that your stuff is, you still think it's mid. I 100% get that. I'd be thinking the exact same thing, probably even worse. Okay? But when you keep on calling your stuff trash, mid, or whatever, and you don't believe what they tell you, that's really the central thing. If you don't believe what they tell you, then you're going to get your stuff taken. That's right. Taken. You're going to get your stuff taken. You are. You're going to get your stuff taken. Why? Because there are a few differences between people, okay? Let me go ahead and bust out this here whiteboard here. There are what we call vision people and detail people, okay? Vision people and detail people. Now, the vision people, they have a vision. I know, shocking, right? They have a vision. It's true, though. They have a vision. And that vision is really steeped in, and I'll talk about this at length further on. It's a very esoteric, weird thing to say. But they get their vision from the realms, okay? It's a thing that they tap into that is an unexplained thing, and they get a vision for it, or they've seen it in a dream, or they get a vibe, or whatever it is, and they manifest it onto something, or they say that I got a vision, right? And they get it from the realms. This is why a lot of your favorite artists be getting smoked out. They just getting blazed up. And then they start getting their song ideas or their art ideas or whatever else, okay, is from the realms. So they see these things, or this vision, or hear this song, or whatever it is, and it is a new sort of thing, right? There's nothing new under the sun, but they may have tapped back into something that hasn't been seen for maybe 100 or 1,000 years, right? It's something like that, So they get a vision, or they're in concert with new technology to where maybe it slightly is almost a new thing that's under the sun, So Not a brand new thing, but a newish type of thing because of technology increasing and things like that, right? Okay, so you have the vision person, and this is that I'm gonna call that new, right? That new, right? Some of your, I mean, there wasn't a full genres of music. There wasn't lo-fi. There wasn't uh, uh, there wasn't trap back in the day. Like there's a lot of different innovative things that go along in concert with a new thing. Like even like things like hip hop, that's only been around for like 40 years, you know. And Cool Herc wanted to take some disco tracks, take this DJ turntable stuff that was most likely heisted during the New York blackout. Fun historical hip hop fact. And strapped his speakers onto his cuddy and started blasting these remixes of these disco records, you know, and that's kind of the big origins of hip hop. No one had ever done it before. That was a weird thing to do, right? Now, then you have detail people. Now, I'm getting somewhere with all this stuff I was talking about before in terms of, you know, making sure that you're not calling your fans liars, okay? So the detail people, they see detail. I know. They want details. And this is all that matters to them, right? The details. So these two typically think each other are crazy, all right? Because the vision person is like, hey, yo, you know, you need to catch my vision. You know what I'm saying? I got a vision, right? And the detail person is like, I need details about the vision. And the vision person is kind of like, bruh, catch the vibes. You know, you got to really pick up what I'm putting down here. And the detail person is kind of like, I need information. I need numbers. I need these things. So, you know, and they go back and forth and they both think they're crazy, but they're both correct. You do need to kind of feel the vision out, but you also need the details. You know, how much is it going to cost to make? What is, and so the vision person usually gets overwhelmed by some of the details. It's kind of like, shut up. It can be overwhelming. Because why? Because a vision person is a very, very visual type of person. So therefore, typically they are. So therefore, they're like, ugh, all this crap. Leave me alone. Let me go ahead and get to the vision. And so the detail person is like, they might actually catch up and see the vision. And the detail person will absolutely do this and historically has done this. Okay? The detail person will be like a person that will take your girl. He'd be like, man, he ain't hitting that right. I'm not trying to be crude. I'm just saying that, you know, that's how they be thinking. He ain't doing that right. And they will take the idea, the vision from the vision person because they lack the hearing the fandom, and they lack the details in order to actually turn this into a bigger thing. And so a lot of times they get the whole thing stolen from them. Bill Gates had a partner. Do you ever hear about Bill Gates' partner? No, you do not. Childhood friend. You never hear about that guy. I'm blanking on the name right now. Had a full partner. His partner was the vision person. Bill Gates was the detail person. Steve Wozniak, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was the detail person. Steve Jobs was the vision person, and Steve Wozniak was the detail person. Now, Woz did not steal that from, or do the thing. He didn't take it and be like, no, you were doing that. You ain't that right. He didn't do that. They actually agreed with each other and respected each other long enough to actually make an Apple happen, and they split or whatever, academically, whatever, and that was what Apple is today. Okay, so it wasn't a thing where, you know what I'm saying, just took it, right? And there's tons of examples of this in history, where a detail person will, and usually they think that they're cooking. And I'm not saying they're vilifying detail people. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that a detail person will make a slight alteration to something and think it's brand new. They hallucinate vision stuff. Vision stuff is something that people really has not seen before. Well, I haven't seen that type of thing before. Well, with that innovation before. Vision person is like that. A detailed person will make like, they'd be like, okay, we have a circle. Well, best I can do a circle on this doggone thing, right? So they have a circle, and then they might have like the exact same circle, right? But they'd be like, I'm gonna put a dot right here. I'm a genius. You've never seen this before, and they get very, very excited about it. You've never seen this before in your entire life. It's like, whoa. But usually they copy from the vision person, and then it goes to the detail person, and the detail person just adds one little detail to it, and then instead of that to say like, oh man, I have this great invention, or this new thing. History's full of people like that. So this is what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is this. If you as an artist do not recognize the value that people are putting on your work, someone who does understand the value of it will take it, and then the thing that you made that inspired that person will go to them, and you're going to be quite upset, right? If you don't listen to what your fans are telling you about what they like, someone is going to take the thing that you don't see that's valuable, take it and run with it, and you're going to feel a way about that. Bob Kane, Bill Finger. See them getting that? Bob Kane was not the vision person. Bill Finger was the vision person. And again, Bob Kane, all he did was copy from the spirit. Talked about this last time. In the shadow. Like, these are all just these little nuanced things. We're talking from the spirit and from the shadow. That's all that Bob Kane really did. He had a terrible design. Bill Finger is one that put the whole package together for Batman. Are you going to let that happen to you? Are you just going to keep on calling your fans and your people a bunch of liars and then wonder why it ain't popping off the way that it could? This happens all the time. All the time. There are so many examples. You can probably drop some more examples in the comments. Like, this happens all the time because there was one knucklehead that didn't believe in the thing that they were making. It was you. Didn't even understand your own value. And you don't get that value by gassing yourself up and saying that I'm the greatest of all time. You got to listen to what other people are telling you. And it can't be just anybody, because, you listen to grandma and be like, oh, that. Grandma be like, oh, that's so good, baby. So, like, you don't really listen to all voices, but some voices that you respect. You respect some people. Some people going to shoot straight with you. Listen to some of those people. They'd be like, nah, bro, like, I'm telling you right now, like, that's crazy what you did. This is dope. Listen to them. They start asking them, well, hey, can you share this with a few other people that you think that would like it? Drop it in someone's DMs and be like, hey, I made this thing, if you can listen to it and then pass off to someone that you think would like it. The person that you're sending it to might like it. And the person that was that for me might send it to Steve. And that process will begin to repeat itself. So all I'm saying is that, please, by the mercies of God, listen to your fans more than you're listening to you. Now, there's going to be times where the fans are going to want to try to take over and say that, that you're not doing this right or whatever it is. And they can go ahead and make their own version of that. And most people do, right? That's how this stuff works. To be like, man, I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that. They'll try to change your story. They'll try to change your story. Change the thing that you're writing or whatever. But it's still good to get some feedback from them. You ought to be like, F them and have an attitude about it. Okay, you see that happening a lot in Hollywood and comics and things like that now. It's like, not all comics, but but a lot of times in Hollywood, it's just giving a bad attitude. Like, crap it on the fans. I'm just like, if you would just listen to what they're telling you, then they're letting you know, here's what we want in order for you to get money. And this whole project is about you getting money. So, because there's too much money on the line for you to just ignore that part. But you're a small creator. You got time to experiment. You got time to listen to them a little bit. Do that. So anyway. That's my time. I just want to go ahead and drop that to you guys real quick because it's a big freaking deal. And I do not want you, if you are going to find I think when a vision person and a detail person get together and they mutually respect each other, I think it's a sky's the limit. Sky's the absolute limit. When the detail person is seeing the vision, it's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna ride with you. I'm riding with you. You know? But sometimes the vision person is so caught up in the vision that they don't see that the detail person is putting together some numbers and putting some things together, saying that, oh, we could be doing way more. And the vision person is so caught up in the vision that they don't really see it. And so therefore, they're never going to let me do it. So I'm just going to just take it from them. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens more than it should. The detail person is not a bad person. You need detailed people. You have to have detailed people. Otherwise, you have like the Wachowskis, where they made first Matrix with detail people, business people, numbers people. Hey, this is too weird. Let's cut this. Let's do this. Let's cut this. Let's cut this. Okay? You didn't let the detail people take over. It was a good balance between the two of them. And then when you got to the second movie, because the first movie made so much money. So when you went to the second movie was filled with just nothing but vision. And then the third movie was even worse than nothing but a vision. So sometimes you really do have to take notice to what detailed people are telling you also. Balance. You just have to have balance with all this stuff. But it can't be all you listening to you all the time. Otherwise, you're never going to release anything. And you know it. Which is why you haven't released anything. So, all right, that's my time. Get out of your head and into the art. I catch you in the remix. Deuces.